Hey guys, Ashley here. I thought a cool video to do might be my experience using henna hair dye. I know this is probably backwards, or maybe not, I don't know. I got some of the red henna hair dye from Lush. I've been wanting to try this out for a really long time, but I keep reading that it's really messy, it's really smelly, it's really labor intensive, and so it's not something I've been necessarily looking forward to, but I'm curious because I have been dyeing my hair since I was 12 years old. So I'm 30 now. That's more than half my life. And I primarily use permanent box dye from the grocery store or the drugstore, which is full of chemicals. And usually when I'm done dyeing my hair, my scalp feels really weird. And I'm never like super happy with the results. I've also heard that with henna hair dye, the color result can be sort of unpredictable. I picked the red, so I could be like super, super red, or maybe it won't show up much at all. But I'm sort of ready for that because seriously, dyeing my hair since I was 12, I've had my hair almost every color ever, from light, light, light blonde to nearly black with highlights and stripes. And you guys know I do weird stuff to my hair. So anyway, I want to try to simplify my routine using fewer chemicals, and I thought this might be a cool step in the right direction. So right now I just woke up. My hair is a hot mess. It's actually, I haven't washed it in a couple days because I wanted to have a lot of my natural oils still in my hair because I have very fine hair, and I just thought any defense against over drying or anything would be better than. I've also heard another thing is you could lose your hair, like, because this is strong hold onto your hair. So anyway, that's sort of like why I'm doing it. The kind of things that you need are a block of the hair dye. It looks green and it smells fine. Everyone says it smells horrible, but maybe when it's wet, it will smell horrible. It smells kind of like almost like a earthy, like dirt and green tea, I guess. Some gloves also. I'm going to use these. I'm going to mix it together with some boiling water, and this is just like a bread pan because I figured it couldn't get stained. Apparently, this stuff stains everything, so I'm going to lay down a lot of newspaper and try as much as possible to like cover any clothing, and my hairline I'm going to cover with some Vaseline. And I think I've read there could be a little bit of olive oil and lemon juice in there if I want, but maybe not. I'll probably use half of this, by the way. I guess a full bar is for long, thick hair, and I obviously have short, thinnish type hair. My hair looks really red in this video. It's actually really not. So I'll be interested to see like what this does as far as coloring goes. I'm kind of up for anything at this point. I read that if you use some cling wrap over it, the color could be more intense. I guess we'll see. I'm probably just going to do this so I don't mess up everything, because you have to basically have this on your hair for, it says 1 to 2 hours, but I've read as long as possible. So I think I'm going to do 3 hours and see how it goes, because again, my hair, with being so thin, I think it takes color really easily. So yeah. So right now I'm going to go shred up this bar. I'm going to mix it with the hot water and everything, and I'm going to go apply it to my hair, and I'll be back to explain how that all went. I'm a little worried. See you soon. So, as you can see, I have all of the henna already in my hair, and I'm wearing my luxurious hair dyeing towel. You can see all of the beautiful bleaching there from various hair dyes that I've done in the past. I think I've been using this since college. You can see it does crumble, the henna. So first I'll start with, I cut off half of the bar, and I cut it almost like how you would cut baking chocolate, so into little chunks and pieces. And I had a kettle of boiling water, and I put the chunks of the henna in the bread pan that I was using, and I poured the hot water over, and I would keep mixing it and keep adding the hot water a little bit at a time, probably a quarter cup at a time. I started with probably a full cup of water and then kept adding a quarter cup, and I mixed with a fork, which I actually thought was helpful because I could kind of break the clumps with the fork and keep mixing. I would say I mixed for 5 or 10 minutes until it became like brownie batter, which is what the instructions say. And then I put on my gloves and I went upstairs. I covered the floor with this, um, it was kind of like a newspaper mat, and I covered everything because everyone says it gets everywhere. So I covered it. I took my henna upstairs. I had my gloves on. I covered my hairline with the Vaseline. And then I just kind of jumped right in. I didn't use a brush or any specific method really to apply this to my hair. I just started in the front at the roots and I would kind of go up and just, it was sort of like how I apply just permanent hair dye. And I've done that so many times. I would say every month or 2 months with some big breaks in between. It's not like I do it constantly with just the permanent hair dye, but I'm pretty used to it. So to me, the application, it was different, but not terribly so. And it went in my hair within 5 or 10 minutes. It was very quick, and so far, I don't know yet, but so far the mess hasn't been that significant. There's a little bit of the clumping, which when it dries, it was clumping a little bit. I got a little bit like on my arm. I don't know if you can see it. And I don't know what my hairline is going to look like at the end of this, but I hope that the Vaseline protected it. I went through and tried to wash my ears really well, and then I covered with a saran wrap. But for me, with shoulder length, thin type hair, a half bar was even too much, and it went in really fast. And so far, it's been not terrible. But I've heard that washing it out might be another story. So I guess we'll see where the mess happens then, like where this all goes. Want to make sure that we don't get our bathroom totally dyed, because I remember being 12 and like wanting to get a henna tattoo, and I could see how I might have some orange marks on me for a couple weeks. We'll see. But I'm going to let this set for probably 3 hours. So it's 9 o'clock now. I'll do 12 o'clock and wash it out and condition and see what happens. So, all right. Hey guys, so I just washed and dried my hair, and it's definitely red. When I first dried it, the color was very subtle. I was a little disappointed, but as the instructions say, the color will develop over the next couple hours as it oxidizes. And it's already, I mean, I don't know, you can tell a little bit of a difference between my roots and where it was colored, just slightly, because I think my hair that had been colored was drier and probably took the color more. But I'm very happy with it. I mean, I think the part I didn't like was having it on my hair. I was going to do it for 3 hours, but at the 2.5 hour mark, I couldn't take it anymore. It was starting to actually drip a little bit from the saran wrap. So I decided to wash it out at that point. And what I ended up doing, because everyone says it gets everywhere, was I put my head underneath the tub faucet, and I just kind of went like that, got the big clumps out. And then once I only had a little bit left, I turned the shower on, and I think it was kind of hard to tell when it was all washed out. That was, I think, the hardest part. But once I thought it was to a good point, I actually took my conditioner, rubbed it in my hair, and then all those little granules came out as well. And my hair feels very healthy. Unlike when I use chemical dye, I didn't lose any hair in the shower. Obviously you always lose some, but it wasn't like I was pulling out strands. And even now, I think a lot of people, when I looked at reviews or read reviews online, had said that your hair can fall out when you're doing this. And I'm wondering if maybe they didn't cover their hair with a saran wrap, because everything stayed very liquid and I didn't have clumps sticking and pulling at my hair. Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with the results. Overall, the mess wasn't like I expected. A lot of people said the smell is disgusting, but I actually preferred it to the chemicals in the hair dye I'm used to. I didn't like how long it took sitting on my head, just because, I mean, that's a long commitment, and actually I could have kept it on longer, because some people keep it on as long as 6 hours, though the directions say 1 or 2 hours is fine. I don't know, I'd be interested to see if I left it on longer, how different it would look. I don't know, I'm happy. I guess, yeah. So that's it, and you can see all the way around. It's pretty uniform, and I like it. I think I'll continue doing this. I think they say like 4 to 6 weeks, so that's around what I used to do regular hair dye. I think I'd try to stretch it a little longer. One of the biggest benefits that I didn't mention yet is that my scalp feels completely fine, unlike when I use chemicals and it's just itchy, and I even got a scab once when I used chemical dye, so this is much better. So if you have been curious, Ada's eating lunch. I don't know if you hear the monster growling. Ada. Anyway, uh, I forget where I was. Hi, Ada. Hi, I'm coming in there now. So anyway, if you're curious about using henna hair dye, I would say go for it. Lush, I love their products, so I would highly recommend them. I used the rouge, but they have any color from the bright red to the black that you can try. So, and again, this is not a sponsored post, so these opinions are totally my own. It's a little pricey. I think for 2 applications, it ends up averaging around $30, but that was with shipping. I don't live near a Lush. So I would say for $15, that's about $5 more than I usually spend per application, but it's still a budget-friendly option. But this is much healthier for my hair and healthier for my body, so I'm happy. I give it a thumbs up. Yeah. Thanks for watching.